Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest-running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of a D1 athlete and a high school athlete pursuing a scholarship. With a wealth of experience to share, here's Recruit Me CEO, Brent Hanks.
Welcome to episode 219 of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. Parents, should you live through your student athlete? I will say yes, then I will say no, then back to yes again. See why the recruiting process and all the hard work is worth it. Now it's story time. I know a guy that was watching one of those stage audition shows like America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent, and a young singer was telling her story of her dream and how hard she had worked and the sacrifices that her family had made to get her on that stage. She started to sing and the crowd rose to their feet and cheered and encouraged the young singer. The guy I know said the inspired, talented singer was stirring a lump in his throat, and as the song continued, the drama and the talent of the singer was being fulfilled, and the guy's eyes were filling with tears. He said he was alone watching the performance and feeling pride for the singer. He was appreciating all the hard work, appreciating that the singer's goal was being reached, and feeling the acknowledgement of the God-given talent that the girl was showcasing on the stage. Sheepishly, he looked around in his empty living room to wipe away a few tears of emotion. The same guy was telling me that the same emotional feelings came over him when the crowd at Busch Stadium, the home of the baseball Cardinals, cheered as the national anthem ended and the players took the field. The swell of the cheers from the third deck down to the second deck and then down to the field level caused his stomach to knot a little, but in a good way. He also said that when his son got announced as a substitute in the second quarter of his first varsity basketball game, he had to not make eye contact with anybody in the crowd until he could clear his eyes of a little extra liquid. Man, this guy is a mess, right? Then he said he was looking on Twitter and his son posted his first media picture in his college baseball uniform. Luckily, he said he was alone, so his emotions of pride could be unleashed a little more than if he was in a crowd. A few months later, on a 55-degree, sunny fall day with a huge crowd of 30 parents, a 6'1", 19-year-old Midwestern-raised young man hopped over the third base line, flipped the ball off the turf with his glove, and the announcer announced, "Now pitching for the Northwestern Wildcats, number 14, Parker Hanks." Well, I'm crying as I write this. This is why I'm passionate about Recruit Me and the opportunity to help educate families to get the opportunity to continue to play sports in college. Because whether you are a blubbering, emotional wreck like me or a prideful cheerleader for your player, I want you to feel the fulfilling sports moments that I have felt, like my sons have provided. There is a saying that you shouldn't try to live through your sons or your daughters in sports, and part of that is true. Don't try to make them play to fulfill your dreams or to make up your shortcomings or to live up to your accomplishments. But through both of my boys, my family does get to live new adventures because of them. Athletes have more opportunities than ever before. Training aids, travel, and competition are opportunities that earlier generations didn't have. The farthest I ever traveled to play baseball in high school was 50 miles from home. As you might have followed this podcast this summer, my younger son, Sutton, played in the Dallas, Texas area, Louisville, Kentucky, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, and Lubbock, Texas. Not only was he competing against other baseball players his age from all over the country, but he was learning to stay in a hotel with a team and a roommate. He was learning to eat out and represent his organization. The team got to tour the Texas Rangers' new baseball stadium, learn baseball history by touring the Negro League Baseball Museum in Kansas City, and learn about and tour the Oklahoma City bombing of the Federal Building Museum. He learned to hit a golf ball at Topgolf. He traveled in a 12-passenger van and took care of himself and his teammates on a 12-day road trip. I got to experience all the team tours too. Play at golf courses I never played, with people I'll probably never meet again, and find the best hole-in-the-wall local eating establishments with some great parents from Sutton's team. And I got to watch some baseball at fields at high schools and colleges that I'd never been to before. Earlier in the spring, before the COVID shutdown of the spring baseball college season, we traveled to Arizona, South Carolina twice, and Tampa to watch Parker. Again, a little baseball, dinners with other Northwestern parents, and yes, a little golf. This is how I get to live through the boys. Sports are just one avenue that leads to many unique adventures. Sometimes both the student athlete and their family needs a little refresh on why they are playing and working so hard to play a game. My experience is that your sport can take you places, put you in situations, help you to meet truly special people that you may not have experienced without your sport. Just think back to all the places you've already been in high school and all the friends and families you met. Good high school memories will be there forever. Now, when those 4 years are done, college sports can activate new experiences, put new friends and families in front of you. Your sport might get you into a school, like us, that you never thought was possible, or take you to an area of the country or to a city you hadn't even considered. Or it may keep you close to home and help you appreciate all the support and contacts home provides. Here is my unique college experience that happened back 100 years ago, it seems like. I bumped into an opportunity to become a manager for the basketball team at Southwest Missouri State, now the Missouri State Bears. I got to work with a great coach, Charlie Spoonhour, and a great staff. I actually got to practice daily with the team and played on the JV team for 2 years. I got to meet many high-profile college coaches, watch many high-flying college players, and I even impersonated some low-flying guards as I ran the opposition's plays to help the starters get ready for the next game. As a manager, I traveled to 3 NCAA tournaments, one in LA, one in Atlanta, and one in Tucson. I even got to dress out for a real NCAA tournament game against Seton Hall. Yes, I even made a layup in the warm-ups. My family got to follow me and the Bears and got to live through me and the team. I guess when I say live through your kids, I really mean having new experiences because of them. Sports created many, many new experiences for me and my family. So if you're wondering if all the effort is worth it, all the practices, all the workouts, all the lessons, all the travel, all the late nights and early mornings, all the bad calls, all the missed shots, all the strikeouts, or all the close races, well, that's up to you. I feel my sports experiences from age 7 to high school to college taught me to handle my work, my marriage, my kids, and even my leisure time. I still live sports, but my game memories are not as vivid as my memories of locker room talk, great places we ate on travel trips, and friendships of people I played with and against. To double back on why I'm passionate about Recruit Me, is that I don't want any high school student athlete to miss an opportunity to play a college sport. We only get to play competitive for a short time. 4 years competitive in high school, and hopefully another 4 years in college. And very, very, very few of us get to play professionally. But those 8 years, a person can learn so much and experience so much. I've always said that whether sports are your passion, or painting, or music, or acting, do it for as long as you can and as long as it moves you forward in life. Student athletes, be passionate about something. Make sure it is something that will help guide you as you strive to get a job, create a family, and get responsibilities. Parents, steer your student athlete to be the best they can during their competitive years, and steer them toward skills that will help them in life. Both of you, listen to each other, and appreciate the talent, and know that emotion is good. At least that's what I tell myself when I tear up. Go to recruit-me.com to find free and inexpensive resources to help you in your recruiting process. The Recruiting Power Pack, the Athletic Scholarship Playbook, and the Recruit Me 3.0 recruiting system will save you thousands of dollars and get you results. Join me next Tuesday on the Athletic Scholarship Podcast for another information-filled 15-minute podcast. Please share this podcast with another family that is in your circle of sports. I would appreciate the share, and if you are using your favorite podcast app, take a second to ask a question or write a review. See you next week on the Athletic Scholarship Podcast.